You step into a crowded room, catch the edge of the carpet, and stumble. Instantly, your heart pounds and your cheeks burn. In that split second, your inner critic starts screaming. You are absolutely certain every single pair of eyes just locked onto you, and everyone is harshly judging your mistake. But almost no one actually saw it. That intense, paralyzing feeling of being watched is a massive psychological illusion. We can use this to build dangerous confidence. You do not have to fake bravery. You just need to understand and exploit the specific glitches in human perception that make you feel exposed in the first place. Achieving this freedom requires you to actively dismantle two massive lies your brain tells you every single day. The first lie is the spotlight effect. This is a cognitive bias where we dramatically overestimate how much other people notice our appearance and our behavior. To measure just how poor we are at judging our own visibility, researchers at Cornell University ran a rather cruel test on their college students. They forced them to wear a highly embarrassing T-shirt featuring a giant picture of the singer Barry Manilow, and then sent them into a room full of strangers. This chart shows the gap between what the students felt and what actually happened. The mortified students predicted that 50% saw the shirt and judged them. In reality, only 20% noticed it. They overestimated their visibility by more than double. If an awkwardly worn Barry Manilow shirt is ignored by 80% of a room, your minor social gaffe or your slightly unironed collar barely registers on their radar. The second lie is the illusion of transparency. If the spotlight effect is about your exterior, this is the false belief that your internal, hidden panic is acting as a public broadcast. Inside your body, anxiety feels like a Category 5 hurricane. But to the audience sitting in front of you, it looks like a light breeze. A famous 1990 study called the tapping experiment proved the scale of this mismatch between our internal experience and external expression. Researchers asked people to tap the rhythm of a well-known song, like Happy Birthday. The tappers predicted listeners would guess the song correctly 50% of the time, because the tappers could hear the full, rich symphony playing in their own heads. Look at how that translates to the listener. They didn't hear a dense, complex symphony. They only heard a series of bizarre, disconnected taps, resulting in a mere 2.5% success rate. You are the tapper in your own life. Observers are notoriously bad at reading internal states. The world simply cannot hear the pounding rhythm of your fears. Both of these illusions stem from one core psychological root: egocentric bias. You are the absolute center of your own conscious experience, aware of your intense feelings 100% of the time. Your brain uses that as an anchor, falsely assuming everyone else shares that exact same focus. Modern environments make this worse. Social media view counts and metrics pour gasoline on this fire, creating the false impression that you are under constant, intense surveillance. But digital audiences are highly distracted. They aren't intently studying your flaws. Every single person you interact with is the lead character in their own story, completely obsessed with themselves. To step out of the imaginary spotlight, we can apply 4 behavioral patches. The first is reality testing. When you feel a panic spiral coming on, ask a trusted observer a specific, objective question, like, "Were my hands shaking?" The data will repeatedly prove your internal panic was invisible to them. The second is decentering. Anxiety forces your attention inward. Break the loop by consciously forcing your focus outward to observe the mundane details around you. The third patch is externalizing. Trying to hide an intense emotion consumes your limited cognitive resources, which actually makes you perform worse. Instead, name the elephant in the room and verbally admit that you feel nervous. By stating it aloud, you offload the mental burden of maintaining a secret and align your words with your internal state. This transparency satisfies the brain's urge to be seen and actually builds trust with an audience, as they perceive your honesty as authenticity. The fourth is normalizing. Human imperfection is universal. The wild daily variations you perceive in your own performance are largely indistinguishable to everyone else. Apply these 4 patches, and you realize the intense emotional landscape of your mind belongs solely to you. The external world is a highly inattentive place. Realizing that people simply do not care as much as you fear is not an insult. It is a liberation. It provides the freedom to act, speak up, and take risks. Knowing the audience isn't nearly as critical as your inner critic. Dangerous confidence is the freedom to stumble, knowing the audience will forget it 5 minutes later. Think back to a time you were certain you embarrassed yourself, only to realize later no one noticed. Drop your story in the comments below, hit that like button, and subscribe so you don't miss out on more insights.